Marcel, thank you so much for your time. We're here in Sydney. It's an exciting time for United. 3 routes in 3 days down under. That's very exciting for you at a time when you're growing your network, not just rebuilding it, you're growing it globally.
Yes, well, it's good to be back in Sydney, James. And when you think about the Australian borders just having fully opened in February, then it's just fantastic to see the growth of United Airlines in Australia. I had the privilege to be a couple of days up in Brisbane for the route launch, Brisbane-San Francisco on Sunday, and then we, of course, restarted the service Houston-Sydney here as well, and the Los Angeles-Melbourne service. And so, we'll have 6 routes now between Australia and the US, and more than 40 flights a week. And so we are just really, really excited about the growth we have in Australia. And when you think about it, we have a long history of serving Australia, and over 35 years. And really, the growth we have today allows us to build on from strength to strength. And it's also part of the relationship we now have with Virgin Australia. And they are a fantastic partner. We know from the customers that appreciate the frequent flyer program, velocity and Mileage Plus connectivity. And of course, now they're being recognized on United Airlines when they have a Velocity card, or respectively when they have United Airlines Mileage Plus card. So really, it's about growing the Australia business thanks to the amazing relationship we have now with Virgin Australia, connecting Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane into then Houston, San Francisco and LA.
So easy. It's coming from the East Coast or coming from Texas or California. Getting through airports like San Francisco is an absolute breeze. You don't need to go through security twice, and your connections are so good. Same in LA, same in Houston. In the reverse, obviously Virgin helping your passengers connect throughout Australia onto your flights going across. So it's quite seamless, isn't it?
We think it is, and we are both have a product which is unparalleled, frankly, in the industry, and we're can through check all the way from any destination in the United States to any second city here in Australia, connecting really easy over Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane. And of course, Virgin Australia has an amazing network here in Australia, and we can offer more than 170 connection points beyond our gateway in the US. So this is the fastest and most efficient way for customers to go to Australia to the US and vice versa.
And similarly, if you're going from London to Sydney, you can just go through straight through Los Angeles, go straight through Houston, go straight through San Francisco. You're offering a lot of connectivity globally, and obviously the amount of more flights for this part of the world means you're making it easier to go anywhere, really.
We think we do that, James. That's actually what I've done, come from London to San Francisco to Sydney on to Brisbane. Of course, now we got the non-stop service from San Francisco to Brisbane, make it even easier. But it was really about our global route expansion, about the connectivity we build with our partners, such as Virgin Australia. It makes a difference to our frequent flyers, but it also makes a difference for whether you travel for leisure or for business.
And Mileage Plus, you're going to be getting more members in Australia now, I'm sure, because you're making it easier for Aussies to be members of that program.
That is true, but equally, of course, the fact that we have Virgin Australia is a very attractive Velocity program. They can now use that Velocity card to earn and burn miles on United when they fly us. So it really is equally, whether you have a Mileage Plus number or Velocity, you get the reward.
We've previously spoken about how big Europe was for you this year. It's amazing growth. I mean, you announced a lot of those new routes during 2020, 2021 that you were going to launch in 2022. And you've had a massive summer between Europe and North America. How are you looking for next summer? It must be exciting already.
Well, so true, James. Last time we saw each other, we talked about summer 2022. We had a record summer. Of course, many Americans came over to Europe, and great exchange rate for the American traveler to enjoy Europe. And we started all the new Spanish services and of course also the Portuguese editions as well, and the Azore Islands. And so we are really, really fortunate that we had just a great demand for the new services we've had. We continue on that path for 2023. We're adding some new flying as well. San Francisco, Rome is one of them. We're going to return to Stockholm. We're adding an additional service into Berlin as well. And of course, we have Malaga as a new destination, which we're very, very excited about. We're also going to return to the Middle East with a new service end of March between Newark and Dubai, and that is the new service in cooperation with Emirates, which provides us great connectivity beyond Dubai then to the Middle East, but also to Southeast Asia, as well as India and Pakistan and other places.
Even South Africa obviously proving to be very popular for you with Cape Town flights popping out of Washington and New York as well. But a lot of it's coming from loyalty, isn't it? A lot of the members, they want to fly on United airplanes, they want to fly in Polaris.
Well, that's so true. I think one of the trends we've seen, and that's not going to go away, we think, is the demand for premium leisure. And we're now seeing customers really buying up to enjoy the experience in premium economy or Polaris, and people want to treat themselves for a better experience. And destinations like Brisbane, destinations like Cape Town, you mentioned, which we start up from Washington in 2 weeks' time. These are exciting destinations for customers to use their miles, or simply use the resources they have and maybe haven't spent during COVID now on travel, and the rebound of travel is just fantastic. We believe at United it will continue.
I think your X-Factor cabin at the moment is premium. The pricing in premium, whether it's domestic in the US, whether it's around the world, it's such great value, isn't it?
We believe it is great value, yes. And we really have the right product for everyone, whether you're in Polaris or in premium economy or simply enjoy the main cabin as well. And so we're very, very proud of the product offering and the options we have. And we do that with our partners, as I just mentioned.
And long-haul retrofit of aircraft, you're almost done now. It's almost Polaris on every international flight.
We are so excited that the 787-9, which was the only remaining airplane coming into Asia Pacific, that's now, that the fleet is fully converted, and all of our fleet types have now Polaris, United Premium Plus, or United Premium Economy, and the main cabin as well, with the exception of the 767-4, which we mostly use to Europe on some seasonal services. But and we've started that process as well. But for our customers flying from the US to Asia Pacific, whether it's Japan, whether it's to China with our Shanghai service, or Australia, New Zealand, you now have a Polaris service guaranteed.
Oh, wonderful. It is really about worldwide service, as the airlines had as a tagline for so many years, and great to see you, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, James, for having me. Appreciate it.